Welcome to In Town.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here we are again.
On our last episode, I was about to say our penultimate episode, but that's not right at all.
It's not right at all. But it's a fun word
but it
to
sounds
say.
better than our last episode, but for the season, not forever.
Yeah, for year one of, sorry, my reflexes are really intense and I'm in your space. Okay, let me turn so I'm not touching you. There.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think this is like episode 12 in 1 year of book casting, as we shall call it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
Nice. We did it.
Hurrah.
Hurrah.
All because of you. Cheers to you.
All because of me.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
All because of you.
Well,
You do the editing.
I just wanted you to call
The
out all the
inputting.
work I've done.
I just show up, drink wine, and talk about a book I happen to read.
No, I was thinking of how last July you were the one who was like, let's do something like this.
Oh,
And
okay.
you kind of were like, Brenda, you need some extra hustle in your life. So it was because of you it started.
Okay.
Yes, I do all the work.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk about books, and it's kind of fun timing because it's about to be the end of a school year.
Yes, I'm about to have 2 months off for summer, so
Yeah.
woohoo.
So it feels like a big break for
Yeah.
you. And I
Yes.
kind of mentally feel like that too because I'm used to you being on break.
Yeah.
And we're about to go on holiday.
Yes, we're about to go to Italy for 2 weeks-ish. So we're both very excited. That's literally happening a week from today. So,
What have you been reading?
I have been reading the Lost Queen trilogy by Signe Pike.
Okay.
And it's like it's kind of like an Arthurian retelling, but it's it's based on the person who they think was Merlin, and he had a twin sister, so it's about his twin
cool.
sister who is actually a queen of Scotland.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
And I finished the first and second book, and I'm going to start the third book.
Is it full fantasy or is it
No.
romantasy?
Oh, it's neither of those. It's not it's historical fiction.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
Now
obviously
I'm more intrigued.
it has magic-esque in it,
Okay.
but I feel like the author does a good job of describing so it will say it will clock fantasy in there, but it's the magic is what would have been believed in that time.
Okay.
Because that's how
as
it's
magic.
yeah.
Even comprehended
So
that
it's
way.
not it's more like the religion of the time and how they comprehended their world.
Yeah.
There's not anything actually super magical going on, but it's historical fiction, I'd say, predominantly. But
Okay.
yeah, it's quite good. I like it a lot.
Is that pretty much what's been
Before that, I read the Gailsong trilogy, which is Celtic Irish history.
Gailsong trilogy?
Yeah, and that's about these two. It's one about a woman who's been married to a Viking queen in Dublin, and then another woman who that's more historical fiction fantasy. There's a little bit more magic going on in that world.
Okay.
But it's the Vikings and the Celtics, and it's also based on real events. Both of these books are based on real events, and both were very good. So
Okay.
I'm on a historical fiction kick.
I like it.
In apparently old Britain and Ireland and
The old
all those
Isles.
things. The old Isles.
The old Isles. Are you reading any nonfiction right now? I thought.
Oh
that you
yeah,
were.
I started. I think read Cobalt, and I cannot remember the author's name right now. But I have paused that because last week was when I was reading the Gailsong trilogy, and I just got totally into it, and I couldn't stop reading it. And then
Cobalt Red.
yes, and then I started
Siddharth
the Lost Queen. I also actually am reading the Tainted Cup, the second book.
Yeah.
I'm right halfway in the middle, but again, my attention got sucked into these historical fictions. But that book is very good, and I already would recommend it. Wait, what's the first book called?
The Tainted Cup.
No, I meant the second book. A Drop of Corruption. I'm reading A Drop of Corruption, not The Tainted Cup. I'm reading the second book in that series.
Yeah, okay.
And it's very good. I actually think it's better than the first one.
I haven't read it yet, but it's on my shelf. I'm excited.
No, I stole yours, so it's in my
It's not on my shelf.
Your But yeah, all books very, very good. Highly recommend all of
and
them.
a good reading streak.
Yeah, like I've been pleasantly surprised. I've been trying to crack into historical fiction because I usually start and then I'm like, I don't like this. So I think I found I also was very specifically wanting like, I would say The Lost Queen does a slightly better job of this. Neither of them have hit perfectly, but I was specifically looking for like political machinations, but with women and like them being a little bit brutal. And I think
fair.
Yeah. And I feel like the Gailsong, the queen, who is she's Irish, but she was married to a Viking lord. She's pretty
ruthless.
Awful. Yes, but not as much as I wanted. Neither I would say, but I would say of the two, the second book I just finished in the Lost Queen trilogy is a little bit more like you start getting more into the political maneuverings and the things that you have to do if you're searching for power. And actually she says very interesting things. So the way that she describes war, a part of their like religion, the way they describe it is they'll have seers like a beast is coming, and it's talking about war. And I'm like, I actually kind of like that. I like the way she describes war.
The beast is coming,
and
the beast is here.
And it's like it swallows everything. It ruins everything around it, and the way she describes it, I actually am like, that's so interesting, and how it sucks people's humanity from them. And I just felt like it's a timely thing, like in terms of like, because you see before the war is happening what's happening with the people and them kind of getting corrupted, and then you have these seers saying, oh, this beast is coming.
Which one?
And you're watching. That's The Lost Queen.
Should I read this one, do you think?
I don't really know, because I've never known you to read any books like this, so I guess you could
I
try it.
like historical fiction.
Yeah, well then you could try it. I like it. There is a romance in The Lost Queen. Well, there's a romance in both of them.
I don't care the romance, I just don't want it to be
the romance in the Gailsong is better than the romance in The Lost Queen, but actually what I would say is the first book in The Lost Queen, I liked it enough to keep going, but it didn't really super draw me in, but there was something about it that I was like, I just feel like I'm gonna like this, so I kept going. The second book I think is much better than the first book. So I think you do have to a little bit. There was enough there to make me be like, I'm interested, but it does start with these twins, with Merlin and his sister. The sister is, in the first book, the main narrator. And it does start when they're like kids. They're like 10, 11. So it does take some time to get
building up
to the bulk of the story. But, or like who they are as an adult. And now at the end of the second book, I think they're in their like 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I like it.
Sounds good.
Entertaining.
I've also been in a good reading streak. I was remembering when we were talking about ideas for this last episode, one of your ideas was like, oh, our favorite books so far that we've read this year. And I was like, I don't really have any favorites. And in the last 2 weeks, I've read so many good books.
Oh, yeah.
So I read Heap, Earth Upon It by Chloe Michelle Howarth.
Okay.
Which is a historical fiction.
Oh, okay.
And it is also, I think we've talked about reading The Hounding. Did you read Hounding?
I did read that, yeah.
Okay, it's kind of that spooky, ominous setting and like the historical creepiness of it too.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
But it's this Irish family of siblings who move to a new town, and you're going through each of the voices of the siblings, the narrative styles, and they've left because of something, but you don't know what it is until the very end.
Yeah.
Very good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I also read, which I think you've read, Raja the Gullible.
I did, yeah. I was actually thinking about it because I saw that you were reading it, and I was like, I'm not sure. I remember I liked it, but I'm not sure I remember anything about it.
I will say the first time I tried to read it, I was listening to it, and I didn't like the narrator style.
Oh, I did listen, and I didn't mind it. So.
When I switched to the book,
yeah,
I was much more compelled by the story of his man and his mother living through the Civil War. It's very funny, but also very traumatic, but mostly funny. Yeah,
I remember it was funny, and I just remember liking it. I remember it was about a man and his mother in Sri Lanka, and during the Civil War. But I was like, I don't. If someone pressed me to be like, tell me a specific scene that really meant something to you, I don't think I could do it. But it was also during a time where I was just consuming, I think, too many
books. Yeah, I want to slow down and savor my books this summer. The other book that I finished, sorry, my cat is making very intense eye contact with me. She's right here.
What?
She's behind the box.
Oh, okay, she's perfectly hidden from me.
I read Cammy sitting Shiva, or Shiva. Shiva is the goddess, right? Of, I'm mixing things.
Yeah.
Cammy sitting Shiva by Cary, Gitter, which came out last year. I've been reading a lot of books that came out in 2025. I need to vary up my pub dates. But I really enjoyed it. It was quirky. It was fun. You know, it's kind of a main character unhinged.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
And I always like that.
Yeah. I mean, we like the messy characters.
Yeah.
So that was a good, like, not having to think too hard, but entertaining. And then I just started reading George Falls Through Time by Ryan Collett. And the premise of this book is a young man who has just broken up with his boyfriend in London and is like lost his job and his dog walking is in the middle of Greenwich Park and falls through time and is like in 1700s or something, England, same location, but is picked up by peasants and beaten and imprisoned because they're like, you are an alien. Like, why? They all speak English, but they don't understand each other because it's so different. So that's as far as I am, but I'm enjoying that. So yeah,
Cool.
That's my nightstand right now.
Nice.
Are we gonna do a draw?
Sure.
My turn? Will we get something to end beautifully? Nope, not this one.
Okay.
Books you read in summer. Right before the summer.
Well, there you go.
Right before. Maybe let's specify. I'm gonna like contort this to my will.
Okay.
Books we want to read this summer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just do general because
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think I have any specific books I want to read in the summer. I'll need to think. You go first. Sounds like you have things in your mind.
I have like some of my TBRs that I want to get through. I want to read The Street by Anne Petry. I haven't read it before and it's been on my TBR, so that's one I'd like to knock out this summer. Knock out. I will look for some like lighter beach reads, which are hard for me to find. I feel like George Falls Through Time is going to be that for me. Cammy Sitting Shiva would have been a perfect summer non-focus read. But I don't know. I feel like summer break, I tend to like be like, oh, get through one long book. Or maybe I'll read the Luminaries. I just picked up the Luminaries. It's like 830 pages and very slow. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do have things on my TBR that I've been wanting to get to, but who knows what I'll read in summer. I would say it depends on what I'm doing. Like, obviously, I like to read beach reads if I'm on a beach or if I'm like traveling or something where like maybe I'm just reading on the go and like my attention might be split between like the location I'm at and the reading. So then I might read a simple romance, but I haven't really been liking normal contemporary romance lately. I have been liking literary romance, but I don't think I would read that in the summer because they usually make me cry, and that's not what I want to do when I'm on vacation. So probably not that, because I was thinking just recently, I was like, well, what am I going to read in Italy? I was like, well, I don't really want to read a contemporary romance. I don't want to read a literary romance because I don't want to be crying.
Crying in the mountains after hiking 10 miles.
So I'll probably read like contemporary books that are fun, easy reads, things like that. And then maybe I'll like deep dive into a genre like I'm doing with like the historical fiction. I mean, kind of just depends.
Definitely speaking, since this is summer, we're leaving to Italy. Normally when I go summer, then I start picking up both nonfiction books about the places I'm in and historical fiction books just to kind of really feel soaked in. I haven't found any that fit the region we're going to, but I am determined.
I didn't find any either, and it's funny that I'm reading a whole bunch of like English old history because that's usually where we would go. So it might, but also like a big part of this history is they keep talking about the Roman invasion. So I'm like, actually topical.
Yeah, it's all connected.
But I think that probably this summer, like last summer, I read a lot of romance and just like easy books. But that is not the mood I'm in, and I haven't been in for a while. So I assume I won't. I'll continue to not be in that mood. But I would assume, if I had to guess, like contemporary fun books, and or if I'm like when I'm traveling, fun books. When I'm just sitting and I have time and I'm by myself, that's when I would read sad books.
So very broad, not a specific title.
Yeah. I also might try a couple thrillers again.
Okay.
There's been a couple that keep popping up for me that I was like, oh, I'll give that a go.
Give it a go.
Because that would be entertaining and.
Oh, I think I'm going to try reading The Correspondent this summer. I'm going to try that out because it looks like it will be pretty light.
Yeah.
As far as not content, but like how easy it is to read.
Yeah.
Quick read.
Okay. Let's do it. Should we say what we did for our final episode? We meant to record something and that just never happened, but I put, we did a mixture of like award-winning books and then TikTok books, and then I put them all on a spinner and I spinned for us.
TikTok famous.
Yeah. The books I chose for, we'll say the books we each chose and then we'll say which ones that we actually got and read. The TikTok books I chose were Heated Rivalry, what was the Emily? Happy Place by Henry, The Nightingale by Krista Hanna.
Yeah, that's right.
And The Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I see that everywhere.
I know. And I don't know why, but I
have
no reason, but I'm not interested.
Not been interested at all. Actually, all four of them. I mean, I've read Happy Place, but all the other three, I've never really been that interested in reading. But whatever, that's fine. That's why I put them on there, because they are like always being showing.
Talked about everywhere.
Yeah, and like when you go to bookstores, they're right in front of your face.
And then I picked out for our award-winning. Or nominated, award-winning or nominated spinner. I picked out Headshot by Rita Bullwinkel, Monkey Boy, Girl, Woman, Other, and then The Luminaries were the four. So we have 4 and 4, TikTok famous, and award-winning. And
then I spinned for us and spun.
Sorry,
I spinned for us. Spun for us. And we spun twice, one for the award-winning and one for the Heated Rivalry, but we actually had a miscommunication, a Heated Rivalry, the TikTok. Jesus! I know how to speak English, I promise. Anyways, I spun and got Heated Rivalry for the TikTok and Girl, Woman, Other for the literary. But we were like, well, if we did allow ourselves space, but you just have to read one, because I was only able to read one, which I had a feeling that would happen, but you could read both if you had the time. And then
for TikTok famous, I got Happy Place by Emily Henry, which if you've been following along with us, it's not my normal type of reading, so it was good for me to get out of my normal. And then Headshot by Rita Bullwinkel was my award-winning novel. So should we start with our TikTok famous?
For sure, because that's the only one.
Oh yeah, I read my award-winning book.
Yeah.
Headshot and hers.
Yeah, she did do that. Yeah.
So I'll talk about those.
The TikTok one, she was an overachiever. I was I was an achiever. I agreed to one. I did one.
Agreed to.
So I got Heated Rivalries, and I would say I also saw the show before I read the book. And what I would say is the book is good. It's very cute. The show and the book are very similar. Exactly how the show is set up is how the book is set up. But I'd say the book is better because you actually get their internal thoughts. Whereas in the show, sometimes, I think I hadn't read the book. So sometimes things aren't translating because in the book, you know what they're thinking in the scene, and they're having to deliver that just through their face. But I will say the actors they chose were perfectly casted for these two characters. Perfectly casted. It was like, wow, they really hit the nail on the head with their auras. I'd say it is a good book. You have to like smut in your books because the setup of this book is these are two like top of their game hockey players who are having a secret affair that starts when they're rookies and goes for like I don't know, a really long time. So pretty much any scene that they are in together, they're having sex because that's the whole point of their relationship is it's just sexual.
It's sex.
And they just are meeting up here and there. And then it eventually turns into more, but it takes a very long time for them to even admit there's a lot of, one of the characters doesn't realize he's gay. There's a lot of coming into your own type of things like that going on. So like, if you don't want sex in your books, this book is not for you. If you do not mind sex in your book, then great, you're gonna love it. You just I think you absolutely have to be prepared for that. I did think it was a good romance. Like, I would recommend it.
So it's the secret affair is not just because they don't want people to know, but because one of them is closeted?
In this world, there are no out hockey players, so they're both technically closeted.
Okay.
The other character is bi.
Okay.
One is gay but doesn't realize it.
Got
the
it.
other's bi. And Russian. And so he can't have anyone know because he would never be able to go home again.
Oh, wow, okay.
It takes them a very long time to admit to themselves that they love each other, and then they're even longer for them to say it to each other, and they're both kind of thinking, even if we did, they're also like constantly pitted against each other.
Pitted against each other.
Pitted against each other.
Oh my
That's
God.
the saying.
They just checked out for the year. She's done. She's like, I don't have to think anymore.
I know, I have to do 3 more assessment deliveries, so my word recall or retrieval needs to get much better before I have to do that. But anyways, pitted against each other as rivals. They're from rival teams, they're the top of the game, and they're the best on
rivalry.
They're the best on those teams. They're always fighting for all the awards, like Rookie of the Year or whatever the other awards are in hockey. But I mean, they are very cute. The chemistry is very good. It's well written in the sense of like of a romance. I would say like if you like contemporary romance, you would like this book.
Okay, so then, my question for you is, why do you think it's TikTok famous? Is it just because the smut is that steamy? Or is there...
I don't have any idea why it's TikTok famous. I mean, like, it's a good romance. I think that's why.
Okay.
I just think that it's a fun... I also think, like, you don't usually have stories set up in this way, where they're immediately hooking up. And that is the only interaction you're seeing for a very long time. With it still also being, the chemistry is still good. Because you do have books like that, but you're just kind of like, the point of it is not for the plot. Whereas this one, I feel like all the correct elements are there to make it a good book, even with it having that much sex in it. Because sometimes when you have that much sex in it, it's like they've just decided to have that be that's driving the book, and that's not what this is.
Okay. So it lives up to the hype.
I liked it. Yeah. I would recommend it. I would say, if you like those types of books, you would like this book. There's nothing to not like about it.
Cool. And the TV show, apparently. Yeah,
the TV show's not as good, I'd say, or I might like it better now that I've read the book and I actually understand what's going on. But because I watched the first episode and I didn't like it, and I kind of turned it off, and then my friend was like, no, you're wrong. Try again. So I did, and then it does get better. And the TV show is a little bit, so this is a series. I've only read Heated Rivalries, but it's a little bit of a mixture of the first. Heated Rivalries is the second in the series, and it's a little bit of a mixture of the first and the second book.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because I went and looked to see, so they were like introducing characters, and I was like, oh, how is this series set up? Because some romance series are like, you meet other characters and they have a book coming or something. So I just was looking to see like how if characters were mentioned, if they had a book or whatever, and then I saw that the first book was characters that were in the first that were in the show, and I was like, oh, okay, got it. And there's things that happen in this book that are related to those characters. But yeah, I thought it was good.
Cool. I
don't know if I'll keep reading any of the other books, but this was entertaining.
You dove into the Heated Rivalry phenomena.
It was an entertaining book for sure.
So my TikTok famous book was Happy Place by Emily Henry. And I am not somebody who enjoys romance books. I don't mind some romance, but I don't like it when it's the main thing. And so I'll tell you about the story, and then I'll tell you about my reaction. So the Happy Place is this group of friends, but it's centered on one couple. There's like all these couples in a group of friends. I've been friends since college. I think there are like they consider themselves old, but they're like 28 in the book. I'm like, we're all old and grown now at 28. And they've all come together for a weekend at this house, this like lake house they always go to. And the main couple have broken up, but they have not told their friends. And he is not supposed to be there. And she gets there and he's there. And so the event takes place this weekend, their house away. And then you're going through flashbacks to like how their relationship started up through its dissolution. And it's all framed by Happy Place. So like the flashbacks.
They were there.
No, not just the summers.
Oh, okay.
The flashbacks, she'll say, I try to go back to a happy place. And then it'll be like, my happy place was in this apartment building off of 32nd with this guy doing this. And that's how she tells the stories.
Got it. Okay.
And then it's also kind of about the friendships because it all seems very, like, they're clearly, like, rich. Like, they have a lot of money and they're all set in life. And so on the outside, they seem really perfect. And as the story goes on, you realize, like, they're all dealing with shit in their own personal couples. And that part I thought was really interesting. The romance was too romance for me. I think if you like cutesy romance, you would love this book. And I don't say cutesy to be demeaning, but I mean, like, it is very, like, his eyes were the color of the moon and dipped in I don't know. Like, you know, just like really like what I call ooey gooey romance. I'm not an ooey gooey romantic. So that was hard for me. This was a stretch. I probably won't read more because it's just not my arena, but I tried. And I will say, like, for me, part of the reason I struggle with like romance books like this, where it's like they fall apart and then, spoiler, at the end they get back together, is like I'm just like, that's not life. And I know, like, we don't read books for life, we read books to escape. But for me, I'm like personally sensitive around romance because, like, I had a relationship and it did not come back together. And I don't know why, but I get kind of mad at books for that. I'm like, it's not realistic. Whereas, like, I was telling Paige about it, she's like, oh, but it makes me feel hopeful that they can be.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, fair enough, man.
Yeah.
I will say, but obviously that's why I like literary romance better.
Yeah.
Because, and a lot of times people do describe Emily Henry.
You are.
I can't.
Cutting you off.
What is going on? Emily Henry as literary romance, but I don't agree. I think she is romance.
Yeah.
And she will have more to the book than just the romance.
Yeah.
But the romance is the center, and it is ooey gooey, and that's how they all are. Whereas, like, I feel like literary romance, you can still have the yearning and all the things, but it's more realistic. They're not necessarily.
It's not going to give you all the heartwarming feels because you do, it's very like, oh. So that was that for me. We tried. True confession, when we drew our TikTok famous books, I first drew. Didn't I draw Heated Rivalry first? And I was like, no. Or did I just say
I guess we both drew Heated Rivalries. Yeah, because you did.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah, you told me to do it again.
I was like, I can't.
You probably would have liked that one better.
I might have, but I don't know. I don't like smut. I'm not a weirdo. So then I read both Paige and my own award-winning books, and maybe you can like interview me about why you should read these, or I don't know.
I'm not going to interview you, but I will contribute to the conversation.
She always just says no. Like, she doesn't even say, oh, I could try. It's just a flat no, Brenda. But I mean, you can help me like think through questions. I'm not fighting. We are fighting.
I'm not fighting.
So the first one I want to talk about, I don't have on hand, but it was the one Paige drew, which was Girl, Woman, Other. And I think that one was the 2019 Booker Award winner. I'll put it up on the screen. It is written by Bernardine Petry. No, Bernardine Peters is a famous actress. I wrote this down so I won't accidentally say Bernardine Peters. I still did. Bernardine Evaristo, who is a British author. She's written many books. She's written, like, this was her 8th book.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was the one that like she got critical acclaim for, like many who've been writing and toiling for years. But this book is kind of like an exploration of being a woman in England, being a Black woman, or multicultural, I guess some of them are.
It's multiple
England,
women.
yeah. So it's
no, not multiple Englands, multiple women.
it's multiple Englands. It's like 9 women.
Oh wow!
And they're all somewhat intersecting in their lives. And the thing about this, both these books kind of do this. I normally, when I see a book that's like, and they're all intersecting and we get the mirrors of their lives, I normally am like, ugh, I loved it. This book was amazing. Each woman was so well developed and distinct and so lived in. The first woman you meet is like the playwright, who is an aging Black feminist playwright whose daughter is kind of letting her know that her feminism is no longer
applicable.
It's like, actually, you're gonna get people mad at you and you're gonna get canceled because you're not opening up to like other folks.
Before you get into that, is the book structured like little short stories of these women, or how is the book structured?
No, so you get
is there a plot? What's going on?
You're moving. No, there's the through line is this performance. So you start with this playwright, and it's the opening night, and the book ends at the after party, and every woman is at the after party.
Okay, that's the through line.
But the rest of it isn't about that. It follows these women's stories. It goes back. And so like each character has 3 or 4 chapters where they are telling their story from their perspective, and then it switches, and then you're the mother, but her age, like the 30-year-old's age again, living through their experiences, and then you switch to another character. So it can be, especially on audio, it can be a little hard to track, but I was just so impressed with how distinctive the voices were. I don't know, I just found it so heartening. Like these women, also very different, and like definitely some who would probably never get along with each other, or like one of them is a trans activist, and she is like she's like going at the playwright who thinks she's a feminist. And so it's just interesting to see like from each of their perspectives how they're reading things. Really well done. And then my book that I drew is Headshot by Rita Bullwinkel. It is little, it's like 200 pages. It's also multi-POV.
This one I've been interested in. It's actually been something I've wanted to read for a while.
Yeah, so this one didn't win an award, but it was longlisted for the Booker. Yeah. This one, like, I just finished it this morning. It's gonna sit with me for a while. So the story is told, it's a boxing match for teenagers. It's like the championship boxing match. And so you start the book with the boxing bracket. And so each of the people in the bracket, for each fight, each chapter was one of the fights. And throughout the fight, you are going back and forth between the 2 minds.
And as they're fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's so well done. It's so well done.
What kind of thoughts can you have when you're fighting?
I mean, read this. It's amazing. Like, so again, she has 8 characters, and then it whittles down to the final 2, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who they are because oddly, you are gonna like start vying for some of them, and you're gonna be like, oh, I want this person to win, and then they don't win, and then they're left behind in the story, and you feel. So as you're kind of bouncing, you're sparring in between the 2 narratives as they're actually fighting, and they're thinking through how they focus on a fight, and then also like little flashbacks to their life so that you can start to get pieces of who they are. And then it also does, because the characters are all like 16, 17, you do get as a fighter is loses a match and is no longer in the bracket, you get a like this. I'm not gonna say their names because I don't want to tell anything, but like we'll use my name, Brenda Peters. That's not my last name. I just made that up because I don't want people to know my last name. Brenda Peters will go on to work at a grocery store and manage 5 things. She will think she's fallen in love, but she hasn't. She will have a dog and a cat and will not ever remember that she was it does it, you get this, you're close, you're up close, and then you get this long scope of their lives. So well done.
I had a thought, and it left my brain completely, but would that be a good travel read? Is it like a quick, easy read?
Yes, it's an easy read. I don't know if I would do it while I'm traveling though, because I don't think you're focused enough to do it justice. It's tiny little snippets back and forth, but there's so much tension because you're in the fight that there were parts that I almost I want to go back and reread because I feel like I didn't I got a little distracted and I shouldn't have been. Yeah. So no, I think it could be a summer read,
but not when you're traveling.
A day off, sit down, you can read the whole thing.
Quick one. Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't think of it as
Could you read it on a plane? A really long plane ride?
I don't read books on planes. That's a terrible question for me.
I do. I'll read it on the plane and let you know.
Yeah, probably. So that was Headshot. So it was super fun. And I gotta say, both Headshot and Girl, Woman, Other are 2 of my favorite books I've read this year.
Cool. Yeah.
By far. They will stick with me. And I do think, I would recommend everyone I meet in the next week or so, I'm going to be saying, go read this book.
Yeah.
And I'll probably come back to them. They're definitely, especially Girl, Woman, Other, because I do think that I missed, by listening on audio, I do think I didn't pull everything I could have pulled from it. And I think it deserves more sinking into it.
Why do you think it was long listed for the Booker?
I don't know what the Booker's criteria is, but the writing style is impressive. It's fucking impressive. Her ability, because the other person does the multi-narrative perspective, but they get 4 chapters each.
Yeah.
This is 2 sentences flipping back and forth, and I think
you feel like you get to know the characters.
You get to know the characters, but you also feel the momentum and the tension of the fight throughout the whole thing. And you're
that's what I was going to ask. Is it just only fights?
Yeah, this is just fights.
So it's they'll be here's this fight, and then you just immediately go into another fight. You don't have any background other than those after things.
No, after the first day, all the first brackets go, and at the end, they all go to the motel and sleep. And so they talk a little bit about that, but not much. No, it's fully framed in the fights.
Yeah.
And, clearly they're punching each other in the face, and it's violent. But
this one was also, though, a Booker that was quite popular. So you feel like it's also something that, mainstream most people would enjoy.
I think so. And I am not really into boxing. I am a little squeamish around violence. This didn't bother me. And it also made me it brought me into the sport in a way I never thought it would be. And then it's just fascinating to be in 8 individuals' very different heads who are working towards something.
Yeah.
And then seeing also
that's what I want to ask. Do you know if the author is a boxer or has boxers in their
I started listening to an interview this morning. So I don't often listen to interviews because I feel like sometimes it messes with my view of the book. But I started to because I was curious what reception was, and she's an athlete. I don't know if she was a boxer.
Okay. I would just be curious because it's
seems
as a person who doesn't do boxing at all, it just seems like you wouldn't be having thoughts. You would be focused. You know what I mean? Your thoughts would be on what the other person's body is doing, not
it's so in depth. So
but I don't know.
She's very good at research, or she was a boxer. I'm looking.
She was?
No, I'm looking now. Okay. Doesn't say. Don't know.
Okay,
but
there you go.
Oh, and it was her first novel.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Who does that? Has she written anything since?
That's very interesting. I wonder what made her think about, what made you think to do that? You know what I mean? What did you watch? What did you consume that you said to yourself, you know what I want?
Yeah, and it's not.
I want to know what they're thinking right now.
It's not another sports story. It's not, one of these motivational sports books where you're like, oh, I'm inspired and they're fighting so hard. I mean, they are fighting so hard, but it's really, and they're quirky, weird. I mean, they're 17-year-olds. It's so good. So definitely don't want to spoil this one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the only spoiler is who wins the fight. But I still think, that's part of the tension. And I was shocked, honestly. It's not who I expected.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are our lucky draw.
Yes. Books that we read. Yeah. Okay, well.
Goodbye.
That's the end.
We will maybe see you again next year.
Exactly. Maybe you'll never see us again except for in person.
Yeah, we're gonna take the summer off. We will think about if we do this more, how we'll do it. But also read purely for fun without any deadlines.
Yeah,
which will be nice.
We hope you have a lovely summer, and feel free to comment what you like to read in the summer.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cheers. Thanks for tuning in.